from Bravo Performing Arts. This is the Hour to Empower, the podcast created by Brooks students for Brooks students.
Today, you'll hear many of our series, including Empower News, Blow the Whistle, Traveling in Quarantine, and What's Up. In our newest interview show, Questions with Josie.
Okay, enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to news, report, announcement, story, account, or anything you might want to call this. Today we're discussing coronavirus.
COVID, record high cases, record high deaths, record high people out of work, record high businesses closing down. I could go on. Trump's failure to take the reins of the virus has basically left America in ruins, left people struggling to literally stay alive. It's left millions of people wondering if their loved ones will come home today, tomorrow, next week, next month, or ever again. We shouldn't have to think that. We shouldn't have to make the hard decision of taking children out of school or sending them back into the building so they can have stability. Sixth graders shouldn't be having these discussions, telling adults that what they're doing is wrong. Grown adults should have some capability to actually care about what's happening around them.
Scientists have started developing a vaccine for coronavirus, currently being tested on numerous people, hopefully getting this underway. Cases are still skyrocketing. But what happens next? Biden has planned to have a federal mandate on masks to slow down the spread and give hospitals a rest, bring up testing when needed, and address issues with Congress about schools.
Also, where has Trump been since the results came out? Not really anywhere. Maybe golfing? Let's just think about this for a minute. A guy who is obsessed with telling people exactly what to do is utterly silent. We might be ashamed or a sore loser. The governor of Pennsylvania says he needs to get his big boy pants on and accept that he has lost.
COVID, as we know it, is spiraling out of control. But besides that, is something slightly shocking. Donald Trump has spoken for the first time since the election results were made. He stops himself before even hinting anything about Biden winning. And he also says that the vaccine will be available to everyone by April, except New Yorkers, until they have authorization to do so. He'll have to let us know when he's ready for it, because otherwise we can't be delivering it to a state that won't be giving it to its people immediately, Trump said.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Blow the Whistle, the best sports podcast out there. I'm your host, Liam Nicolakakis. Today we're going to be talking about what's hot and what's not. First, let's get the bad news out of the way and talk about what's not. Sunday night, the Bears played Green Bay Packers, and it was a mess. The Packers beat the Bears 41-25, and it was just sad. Bears head coach Matt Nagy said that he was looking forward to see Mitch Trubisky play again, as he had done good in practice. Well, Mitch Trubisky didn't do good. He did have some good looks, but he threw 2 interceptions and had 3 fumbles, one which was picked up by the Packers defense and returned for a touchdown. We did see some good things, with Montgomery getting 103 rushing yards and an average of 9.4 yards. But after that, not much went on, except for some good connections with Allen Robinson and the new rookie Mooney. But after that, really nothing happened. And a 25-41 loss is just not good. The defense, who the Bears usually rely on, were also playing sloppy, Without Akeem Hicks in the front line, they couldn't stop the run, and Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams were running through them and getting a lot of points and a lot of yards. They also didn't do a good job stopping the pass. Aaron Rodgers threw for 211 yards and threw 4 touchdowns, each to a different receiver. All in all, the Packers played well, but the Bears' defense just couldn't stop them. Now, let's get into what's hot. The Chiefs, probably the best team in the NFL, are the best because of their 2 star players, Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill. This week against Tampa Bay, who is a very good defense, ranked top 2 in the NFL, they absolutely demolished them. Patrick Mahomes threw for 462 pass yards and had 3 pass touchdowns. Tyreek Hill had 269 receiving yards and 3 receiving touchdowns. All 3 touchdowns from Mahomes to Tyreek Hill were beautiful and amazing. Here is the reporter on these 3.
First down here against a really good Tampa defense. He's throwing it long. Gunning it long. Tyreek Hill holds it in at the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Kansas City, Tyreek Hill, an explosive first quarter. Kelsey single to the right. Mahomes throwing to that. Tyreek Hill over the shoulder, 15-yard line. Cuts it back inside. 5. He backflips into the end zone. Touchdown! Kansas City. 44-yard touchdown reception, and Tyreek Hill is close to 200 yards receiving. Mahomes snapping his belt, works the right boundary. Tyreek Hill over the shoulder. Touchdown! Kansas City, and continues Carlton Davis's nightmare day. And the wonderful game for Tyreek Hill, a 20-yard reception.
As you can see, really showing off the dynamic duo that have made the Chiefs the best team in the NFL. That's the end of the segment. Thank you for listening to Blow the Whistle, and once again, I'm your host, Liam Nikolakakis. Have a great day. Peace.
Welcome to Traveling in Quarantine. I'm your host, Murray Spencer. Today we're going to do something a little different. This segment is called 10 Reasons. 10 Reasons is a segment that means why should you go to a country. This 10 Reasons is why you should go to London. Let's start with Reason 1. Reason 1, the famous sights. You should go to London because there are so many famous sights, like Big Ben, the London Eye, the Tower of London, the British Museums, the Tower Bridge, and seeing some of the most recognizable sights in the world from its top deck. Reason 2, the shopping. There's no better place to express the best shopping in the world than London. For example, Spitalfields Market is good for up-and-coming designers, and Carradine Street is good for young fashion too. Reason 3, the history. London has so much history, you'll discover more than you can possibly remember if you visit some of its museums. Terrify yourself with the gruesome past of London dungeons, or bask in the splendor of royalty at Hampton Court Palace. Reason 4, the Tower Bridge. One of the more popular reasons to visit London is to see the Tower Bridge. The unique Tower Bridge is one of the most visited landmarks in London. Its unique and photographic design draws tourists all hours of the day. What's cool though is that you get access to the top section of the bridge. Once you're up there, you can look down at boats in the river through the glass floor. Reason 5, the music sense. If you visit London, you just have to go to see or listen to music. No matter what type of music moves you, you'll have no trouble finding it in London. Visitors to London can enjoy music in the city's major concerts. Reason 6, the outstanding food. The food in London is as diverse as its culture. There are so many kinds of delicious foods like roast potatoes, greens, roast meat, swimming gravy, followed by pudding, is worth savoring. Reason 7, the easy transportation. Many cities get a bad rep of offering poor public transportation systems, but London is different. London really has one of the best public transportation systems on the planet. The London Underground is a cool way of getting from one place to another, too. Reason 8, going green. Staying clear of clouds and getting away from those annoying and loud car horns isn't different when you're in London. No matter which part of the city you visit, you're always close to a garden or parkland that offers some much-needed respect and lets you get a whiff of nature. Reason 9, the cultural diverses. London is one of the most diverse cities on the planet. The city speaks more than 300 languages, making it the most interesting and exciting place to be in. A trip to London is literally exploring the entire world. You get refreshing insights into cultures, and there's always a place for you in London. Reason 10, the British Library. The Grand Listed British Library is the largest national library in the world, with over 150 million category items held inside, some dating back as far as 20,000 BC. The British Library has 13.5 million printed books and ebooks, over 4 million maps, over 260,000 journal titles, and 8 million stamps, and more. That is all for 10 reasons. I hope you learned about London and want to go there. I know I do. Thank you for listening to Traveling in Quarantine. See you next time.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to What's Dup, a segment where we talk about what's trending up, what's trending down, and what's good. So today, we won't be talking about trending up and trending down and all of that stuff. Instead, we will talk about something that you and I and probably everybody eats. Snacks! But it can be hard to figure out what snacks are the best, what snacks are the worst, and what snacks you need to eat. So, fortunately, I did it for you. Today, I will declare the top 10 snacks, as well as give out other awards to different snack brands. So, without further ado, I present to you the world's greatest snacks. Please note that since Chex Mix is the evidently most ultimate snack of all time, it will be placed in the honorable mention section because you all know it would already win first place, and therefore that would be unfair to the other snack competitors. Anyways, let's begin. Way out there in 10th place, barely holding on to the top 10s, is Takis. Now, to all you Taki fans, you're probably not too happy. But to all you people that don't like Takis, well, don't slack off. Your favorites will come in soon. This is a good top 10 list. Next up is a classic snack that's been around for over 55 years. Goldfish. Now, sure, you may only like the rainbow ones or the flavor blast ones. Those are my pick. But I'm talking about just goldfish in general. They come in a majestic shape, and the little to no salt on them is actually quite enjoyable. Alright, now this next one is huge. No, not literally, but I'm sure this one is very agreeable. Pringles. I know you want to agree with me. Pringles rock. The salty taste, wavy shape, and fun to open can are all just few of the many benefits that come with experiencing Pringles. Okay, now many of you may be in dismay or something because barely salted goldfish beat Takis. So I will give you flavor fans another chance to have one of your favorites on the list. So, with one of the most flavorful aftertastes in the snack world. In 7th place, Slim Jims. Now, before you go and have a fit about me thinking Slim Jims have a ton of flavor, please note that I was about to put Club Crackers as the flavor bomb. Club Crackers! But instead, I put Slim Jims. Next up, our last snack before an award break, Ritz Crackers. These multi-use crackers are quite the snack. They fill you up, are easy to eat, and the Ritz brand has so many different types of snacks. All right, I think that was a pretty good 6th through 10th place list. So, if you want to hear the rest of the top 10, you're gonna have to tune in to next week's episode of What's Up. And trust me, this next top 5 is gonna be good. You're gonna hear all sorts of different incredible snacks. Here's a hint: chips. But don't worry, the next episode will be out faster than you can say Snack Robinson. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Hello and welcome everybody to Questions with Josie. I'm your host, Josie McConville. Now today, our interviewer is Drew McConville. Now Drew, before we start, how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling great, Josie.
Okay, these are all COVID related first off. Alright, our first question, how has COVID changed your life?
Well, I would say it's changed in many different ways. That being school, sports, family.
Okay, great question, Drew. Alright, our next question, how has COVID affected sports and schools?
Well, with school, it has affected it by, obviously, it's online right now. And I think that the biggest thing is that it's harder to interact with your peers and teachers. And with sports, I would say that we can't play games right now, and that's the biggest thing.
Great answer, Drew. All right, now our next question. How long do you think they'll find a COVID vaccination?
Well, I've heard of a COVID vaccination being made right now. I'm not sure how effective it is or how long it will take for them to get the vaccine out to everybody, but I'd say at least 6 months.
Okay. Next question. What is something that you miss that you can't do during coronavirus? That you miss doing? And I can't do
I would definitely say playing sports and being able to hang out with my friends whenever and wherever.
Okay, great answer. Now, our last and final question. Did you learn any new thing that you have never learned before during Corona?
That's an interesting question, Josie. I would say that just dealing with a whole pandemic is something I've never learned how to do, and how to keep myself busy when there's not much to do.
Thank you, Drew. Oh wait, I'm getting a little sound. What's this? It's a turkey! We have the turkey on a set, folks! Everybody abandon! Good night! And please stay tuned next week for our new episode. It's about Christmas!
Yeah.
This was the Hour to Empower podcast, a podcast created by Brooke students for Brooke students. We are your essential source for news, comedy, interviews, and more. Hour to Empower is brought to you by Bravo Performing Arts at Gwendolyn Brooks Middle School. For more information on how you can be a part of our shows, clubs, and classes offered by Bravo, please go to bravoperformingarts.org and follow us on YouTube for the latest episode of Hour to Empower. Thank you for listening.